Here's a rundown of the SPX price action for Friday, April 11th, 2025, and some targets using anchored volume weighted average price. The SPX closed up 3.46% at 53.63.36. It's currently down 12.71% from the most recent high on February the 19th. The SPX is sitting 6.79 below the 200-day moving average. The 1027 anchored VWAP is sitting at 5419.06, and it is decreasing. We had our first breach of this level on April the 3rd. We were able to recover on this date and then fell back below for the next 2 days. The U.S. did announce reciprocal tariff exemptions for smartphones, computers, and other electronics, mostly imported from China, providing major relief for these American tech players. The president is expected to make an announcement today on that particular topic. The futures market is rising in pre-market trading on that news, and I expect that the market will open above this 1027 anchored VWAP this morning. In a Discord group, Brian asked if I ever use Fibonacci retracement, so I went ahead and added that indicator just as a reference for today. So here is our low, and we've retraced above the 23.6% level so far, and given today's expected open, we could cross above this 38.2% retracement level. Want to notice that the MACD is still in negative territory. It crossed below the signal line, but it is converging now, so that's a bit of good news. The RSI is sitting 44.21 today. That increased about 8.86% from the previous close of 40.61. The SPX is out of the oversold condition, sitting above the 30 line. Trading volume was sitting just slightly above the 50-day moving average, so it was right at that level. If we move to the VIX, we can see that it did decrease slightly from the previous trading day. We're sitting at 37.56, which is still very elevated and indicates a lot of uncertainty. So I'm expecting continued volatility over the next few weeks with continued sideways trading. The options market implied move for April the 17th, which is this Thursday. Friday is a holiday. It declined to 3.93%, so it implies that the implied moves are decreasing at this point. If we look at the overall market, we can see that the Dow closed up about 619 points, 1.56%. The S&P 500 was at 5363, improving 95.31, 1.81%. The NASDAQ also increased 337. It was a little bit over 2%. And the VIX did show that decrease. If we look at it on a sector-by-sector basis, the materials sector was at the top of the list with a change of 2.97. Communication services consumer discretionary and utilities were at the bottom, but still with improving prices. The breadth of the market indicates pretty much all green across here except for the NASDAQ. We had a little bit of higher declining items in the NASDAQ, but overall we're sitting in the green area. Then if we move over to the futures market, we can definitely see that the futures are expected, or the market's expected to open a little higher, over 1% for the Dow, 1.33% for the S&P, and 1.74% for the NASDAQ. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, and best wishes on your trading. Thank you.